All righty. Let's see. Test, test, test. If you can hear me, please let me know. Let me see if I can open up something else. Use this one thing called a device. If you can hear me, please say yes, because I did plug the mic back in, turn it off, and turn it back on, and I should be good to go. Mhm, mhm. Hello? 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 Sweet, it works. Hello? Sweet, it works. All right. Suck for your B minus, sir. Suck for your B minus. Anyway, everybody else, good afternoon. This is my travel channel, and I wanted to apologize for my Monday night crew that have tuned in for this test broadcast. I was sick as a dog, and I noticed that my video quality in a lot of my videos is not hitting the 10Ks, but I have a 10K webcam. So if you could check your settings on your end and see if you're streaming in 480 or 10K, and please let me know, because I'm trying to make all the adjustments I can. Reason being is that this summer I'm taking the webcam with me so I can do live broadcasts from different events that will have webcam access. Um, the number one issue being that I actually want to have quality self reflection journal pieces, interviews with people while I'm out. So I would greatly appreciate um, feedback. And why is it only okay? Now it's picking up in 1080p. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. The number one aggravation with me over the past couple of days, um, had a viral infection, had allergies. I was not cute or pretty, and I sounded a lot worse than I did now. Um, what I wanted to discuss with everybody was going forward. So now that I got the calendar ready, I'm leaving San Antonio here, and I'll be in New Orleans until Thursday the 14th. I'm coming back the 15th because I have Game Expo in San Antonio. So I will be hosting BattleTech Alpha Strike at Game Expo. Come by and stop and chat with me about BattleTech or traveling or trips that you want to plan or get planned. I'd be more than happy to see you there. I think tickets are still $20 a day or $15 a day. You can check GameExpo.com. I know that the Geek Out SA people are selling tickets, so there's plenty of opportunities for you to go on in and hang out and do your thing. Um, Update on moving to New Orleans. I need help. Anyone that's willing, open to volunteer to help me clean out a storage unit or two, I'll be more than happy to bribe you with lunch, dinner, or just good company and laughter. That will have to be the 23rd and 30th of March. So, with that being said, I want to talk about the other projects that I'm getting into as far as um, in New Orleans. So, when I get to New Orleans, the plan is to go ahead and start trying to build up what we already have in San Antonio, which is the San Antonio YouTubers Association, and see if there's any local projects that people want to work on. The reason being is that New Orleans has such a rich and vibrant history, just like San Antonio. And we also celebrated our tricentennial 300-year anniversary at the same time. So I'm looking for people to collaborate with, talk to, and move on with. So the project process that I'm trying to build in New Orleans is build a community learning group at the Community Book Center. I'm going to get the Community Book Center's address and link it to this podcast. Well, broadcast, I should say. Reason being is that the Community Book Center is a vibrant part of the culture of New Orleans. Not only is it a vibrant part of the culture of New Orleans, it is the backbone of the community for a lot of African Americans and what's going on um, culturally in the city. If you're ever curious about connecting with the local African American community, different professionals coming in, and being aware of what it's like to live in one of the most beautiful cities in America. So I'm going to link that. The goal is to get everyone that's a travel blogger. I'm trying to catch up with Malik Bartholomew to see if I could take my camera with him on one of his NOLA tours and help market him internationally. The difference being is that San Antonio has a special relationship with different parts of Japan, and the relationship is staged to grow. As a matter of fact, that's not the letter I'm looking for. What is the letter I'm looking for? Um, Japan came through. And not only did Japan come through, it was a long time coming. And I'm proud to read from the Aonomori Gaien Machi Zukuri Association of Hitayoshi City, Kumamoto, Japan, Mr. Javon Montague of Montague Travel Limited Liability Company. I hope this letter finds you well. Thank you for your valuable time and your contribution to Hideyoshi City. I have had an opportunity to speak with you about our organization, and I hope you are enjoying Hideyoshi Life. I would also like to thank you for your promotion videos. It was enjoyable and worthwhile. Thank you again for making time to meet with us and helping us a lot. We hope you will continue to do business with us in the future. Sincerely, Junji Takamatsu Anomori, Chief Director. So, hey, Jaleska, I was sick. I'm sorry. I will catch up with you. But I do have the letter from Hideyoshi. So I'm going to do another video later on this evening for the people in Japan that are currently asleep at 2:38 in the morning. I'm going to do a special announcement. I hope everyone tunes in. I'm going to do it probably about Hachijiji, which is 8 p.m. So it'll be 10 o'clock in the morning. But I want to definitely tell you about all the projects that I'm working on in the city of San Antonio, as well as cities I will be in June. So, no, not that. Anything but that. Um, trying to do 11 things at once. My number one goal, though, is to pose. My goal is to bridge the gap between big cities, large cities in Texas, Louisiana, and Japan. The reason being is that there are so many opportunities for people to exchange culture, ideas about music, and get everything going. And we all need to come together eventually anyway to be successful in the future. And the reason why I say that is that I'm glad everyone stopped asking me about real estate in Japan. Thank you so much. The other thing that I want people to understand is that we need a better cross cultural bridge between Asia, not just Japan, and the Southwestern United States. Because the rich and elite only know New York, LA, Chicago, San Francisco, Miami, and other party cities. New Orleans is constantly overlooked. San Antonio, we're always overlooked. We're not known for parties, but we are known for culture and festivals. And I believe that we need to market that. We have so much unutilized talent being wasted and squandered in classrooms and from professional people all over the United States that live in San Antonio, New Orleans, that it's about time we got it together. So, part of my pledge to myself for 2019 going into 2020 is that I want to be part of the solution that I see, not just part of the problem and wishing somebody to do something about it. So, if you're into being a solution maker, I'm all for it. again, my trip for 2019, I will be with my wife. Her first time in Japan. Finally going to get her to Japan, and then we are going to do Tokyo, Hiroshima, Kobe, Kyoto, Osaka, Nara, Hiroshima, back to Narita, so we can go to Narita-san. And then I have 2 weeks by myself. If you're curious about, if you're one of the bloggers that I follow out in travel bloggers in Japan, that isn't such a superstar that you would actually like to meet with me and just do a 5-minute video saying, hey, we support small bloggers and large bloggers in Japan, please schedule out with me. Share this video on your friends' pages. I encourage that. Not giving it away, but one of the major issues as to why that my YouTube channel got pushed to the back burner is that I'm a school teacher in Texas. We have state exams coming up, and I haven't had time to really focus on myself or any of my other hobbies and projects. I'm also trying to work my Lyft job to pay for this trip. So where I'm at right now, and I know I need a haircut, don't tell me. I'm in the process of moving out of my 1-bedroom apartment and getting it ready to transition into a beautiful home in New Orleans. I'm still packing up on myself. I am not blaming anybody for not offering assistance. I had to go through a lot of personal things recently to get it all going. And right now, the next stop is that I'll be in New Orleans, and then during Siesta and Fiesta in San Antonio, I'll be out. My last day officially in San Antonio is May 23rd, but I'll make sure all friends and families know how to find me in New Orleans. Please come out and say hi. So I want to take this opportunity to thank God for my wonderful mother-in-law who has assisted me in so many ways. For those of you that don't know, I lost my mom to breast cancer November 5th, 1998 at 5:17 p.m. in San Antonio while I was in college at Dillon University in New Orleans. And that's one of the hardest things for me to not necessarily talk about, but to relive the memory. Because I was having a beautiful day. I was taking pictures for the Kubion newspaper, the university newspaper. I was asked to help volunteer with the Miss Dillard pageant. I just put a payment on my tux, my suit. I was with Percy Humphrey when he found me and told me the news. And he was the first person to embrace me and say, hey, man, it'll be all right, even though I didn't want to hear it. So how I paid the loss of my mother forward. A lot of people don't understand that our parents, even though they're God's gift to us, they're not superheroes, they're not invincible. We need to appreciate the time that we have. I really do thank my mother-in-law, my mom, Betty Cooper Robertson, for being there for me. I'm not perfect. I've made so many mistakes. A lot of people just want to up and disown me that are my own family. But when I encounter students that have lost their mother, their father, their parents are incarcerated, I can be that witness of God's love and mercy and say, hey, look, I know where you're at. I know what you're struggling through. But we need to get through today. Whatever you got going on, we need to get through today. So God blessed me to have the opportunity to take my mother-in-law, my aunt, and my wife to Japan. I wanted to take one of my parents to Japan before my dad passed to see what I've accomplished starting a small business. But God said, you know what? You still have your mother-in-law. Take her. She's never left the country, to Asia. So I'm excited. I am excited that I get to have my wife, my mom, my aunt, and my cameras, and blog their trip to Japan. As much as they want me to film, as little as they want me to film. But I want to also let you all know that I'm going to be in Japan for 2 weeks. So if you have any requests, places for me to go, things you want to see, recommendations for trip travel and accessories, let me know. The number one thing about Japan in the summer, buy 2 bottles of water every morning, have a towel, travel light. Love you guys, and I'm out. I have to pack. And I'm not at work because I was sick Friday and I'm getting better. I'll go back to work tomorrow. Sad face. Love you all, and I'm out.